We're redoing the podcast over. Recalling. Total Recalling.
Total Recall.
Total Recall.
2015.
That terrible. We're remaking the movie. We're remaking the terrible movie.
Are we gonna make it better or worse?
How can you make it worse than what it was? There were phones in people's hand. Actually, that's pretty awesome.
Beep, boop, boop.
Do that one more time.
Beep, boop, boop.
What, you just made like a What? Whose number you calling?
Illuminati.
You called one. God damn it. Touch your phone.
I flipped it over.
Listen, lady, I will turn this podcast around and we will go straight home.
Okay.
Good. It's done.
We're home.
Welcome to the Advanced Novice Podcast.
Hi.
It's really echoing here. We need stuff on the walls.
We will soon.
Yeah, after $200 at Michael's for one thing. He wanted to charge us. We actually haven't talked about this. He wanted to charge us $150 to stretch a canvas, not even to like frame it and put it in glass and everything like that. He wanted to pay us $150 to basically take a 8x10 thing and I'm gonna go get some sticks of wood and a staple gun and I'm gonna go put it up. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go get some sticks. Get the sticks.
You're a stick.
Record over that. Lady?
Alright, I'm doing this by myself, I guess. No, I'm not. Yes, I am.
Can't handle it. You can't handle the silence, can you?
I didn't know what to say. You were just staring at me.
That's the point. You know, this is the greatest way to start the podcast back up. By just me clicking the pen. Oh,
you need to click it again.
Let's redo. Welcome to the Advanced Novice Podcast.
Hi.
Hi. We're redoing this over.
You have to click that pen again.
I'm gonna click this pen again. My name is Spencer Cicchini. I am your host. Alongside me is the wonderful Nicole Sargent.
Nicole.
Whose only command on the point is to say her name. We're back.
We're back.
For a new season.
In black.
And actually, I'm in blue. You're in black.
But I am in black.
Actually, you're wearing that wonderful PAX East IGN, which I'm waiting for PAX. I'm actually now jonesing for it after we talked about our hotel situation.
See my countdown.
How many days? How many days we got?
I can tell you. There's 59 days, 13 hours, and 38 minutes until PAX East 2015.
I can't wait. When we get that snow tomorrow, I'm going to bury myself in that snow. Don't let the plows come by. Just let me sit there. So I'll freeze.
I'll try.
When March comes, thaw me out. Actually, a little bit before March, thaw me out. You have to cover my job, though.
You don't want to celebrate your birthday?
No. Because just give me my presents. Just put them under the bed.
It's gonna ruin.
So when I come back,
that's fine.
So we're back. We're doing a whole brand new kind of refresher, restarter. We kind of took a 2-3 month hiatus. I don't even know what episode this is.
Yeah, me neither.
We're just doing this kind of impromptu.
9,
we're actually supposed to do this last night, and we're like, oh crap, we really forgot to record this.
Yeah, what did we do last night?
I don't remember. It wasn't work out, which is one of our other New Year's resolutions.
We did something. I don't remember.
We
made dinner?
I watched football.
Oh, I watched a lot of Cooking Network.
We did.
Food Network.
Oh, yeah. That's not the thing to do when you're on a diet.
Yep. Anyways.
But the point of it is that we're starting anew. We actually did most of the apartment up besides this room, which I feel like once we put some stuff in here, it's going to be less echoey.
Yeah. Brick walls.
Brick walls are the best.
And the worst.
Yeah.
Can't hang anything on them.
Unless you rivet. But they won't let us rivet.
It's definitely been done before.
It has. But that's neither here nor there.
Oh, hey, I just noticed there's like finger marks on that wall.
Oh, maybe someone was killed in this apartment. That explains kind of the spooky sounds at 2 o'clock. Then again, that's just me probably getting up to go to the bathroom. Hi-oh! Oh, we're starting this off great. We got most of the apartment done. Don't give me that look. We got most of the apartment done. The AV system is finally done. By the AV system, I mean all the consoles are finally hooked up to that. That was hell and back this December, trying to order all the parts from China to actually get them all switched in. But now we can play anything we want. We got Dreamcast.
Yeah, what was the Switch didn't come with a power cable?
Switch didn't come with a power cable, but
Mando.
Thank you, Dad, for having all that itsy bitsy cables from like 1980 in there, and it works. It hasn't shorted out yet, so hey, I'm happy. But we got Dreamcast, we got a Sega Genesis that technically is not hooked up yet because it's got to hooked up to the coax, which I gotta find a power supply for, which are like $200 something bucks. On eBay, official. You can get the stupid crappy ones, but everyone says they short out. The N64 and
PlayStation 1.
PlayStation 1's not in there because we have the PlayStation 3 that can play PlayStation 1 games.
Oh, where's the PlayStation?
It's in between.
Oh, okay.
Next to the PlayStation 4, between the Wii, on top of the Switch.
It's a little crowded.
It's not going to burn down, I swear.
Yeah, it's well ventilated.
People who are from OSHA listening to this, it's all cable managed-ish from there. But that's neither here nor there. So we are actually starting up anew. We are going to have a regular schedule-ish. You have a more dynamic schedule than I do. I work a banker schedule.
Yeah, I work retail, and then I go to school. So there's that.
So weekends we don't really have. Like, why don't you record on a weekend? It's like, well, I have weekends off, but you don't.
I don't. Though I don't really work nights anymore, which is good.
Yeah.
I mean, the occasional night once in a while, but I'm mostly days because of this new position.
The new position of being super awesome.
Super, super duper awesome.
So we are going to record on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, somewhere around there. Release somewhere in the beginning of the week.
Sunday, usually.
Yeah,
I think.
to get it in.
Oh, it depends. Walking Dead starts up soon, though.
Yeah, we'll fit it in somewhere.
Yeah,
we're also,
we'll see.
On that note, we actually are condensing the podcast to a smaller format. So normally we try to like make it extend out and go to like, not 7 minutes. We're at 7 minutes now. 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, 60 minutes. We're trying to condense it down to at least to stick to 30 minutes for now. When we actually get kind of used to it and into the game, then we'll start actually getting to the, 40, 50 minutes. And we actually have a good viewership. Then people who actually want to listen to us, I don't know what that is, but...
I know, right?
Yeah, who wants to listen to this sultry voice?
With ambience with our
all the
electric tea lights.
And our, that's not potpourri. It's not even potpourri, it's a bundle of sticks.
It's a bundle of sticks with some balls.
And the ball that looks like an avocado. It's a bundle of sticks with the balls. Take that as you will.
It looks like a rounder dragon egg from Game of Thrones, honestly.
You know what it does?
Yeah.
And I don't like that, because if the house ever gets set on fire, I'm out.
It's styrofoam, Spence.
I'm out.
You ever picked it up? It's styrofoam.
No, it's a dragon's egg. I'm convinced. If firemen ever come here, like, we're going to put out fire, I'm like, don't. Just dragons. You're done. Just don't do it. Don't do it. We will have a regular schedule. We're going to have actually a new website soon. I am in the midst of updating it all. Actually, it looks very fancy. It's going to be very responsive towards your tablets and your smartphones and all those gadgets that you're doing. CES is happening. So, do you know they announced a teraflop mobile processor today? Do you even know what that means for mobile? Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it's pointless.
It absolutely is pointless, but everyone was flipping their lid today. It's like, oh, we're going to do all these amazing things. We're going to put
Was it Apple?
No, it was NVIDIA.
Okay. But are they selling it to Apple?
They probably will. They'll find some way to underline. Actually, NVIDIA and Apple... NVIDIA and Apple had a falling out. And now it's AMD in all their new stuff.
Oh.
I know.
Oh, that explains a lot.
The mini build that we're actually going to be using for streaming and, the home theater and everything like that, I was thinking about doing a mini build. It is so not versatile. I love AMD. I had an FX processor for AMD. And for the life of me, I'm like, that's great, and I loved it. And now I can't build a mini build. They don't do mini builds with the current processors.
There was a series by AMD I really did like a few years ago, actually. I'm trying to remember what the name of it was.
Was that the Athlon, the
No.
Sempron, the
No, it was after that.
APUs?
No.
That's
Maybe
current.
it was before that.
It was the FX series between for the desktops.
No, I'm trying to remember. It had a really cool name.
There's
I don't
someone
know.
screaming right now listening to this. They're like, "Bah!"
I don't
Exactly
remember.
like that. They sound like a caveman.
Yeah, it was like right when Windows 7 came out, because I almost did get a AMD processor when I had my laptop, but I stuck with Intel, and I have Intel now. So,
Well, we're going Intel on this build.
are we?
Yep, with a 750 Ti. Or no, 750. Yeah, no, 750 Ti.
It's a better graphics card than I have.
You have a 650 Ti.
Yeah.
They're the same.
Oh.
It's just the upgrade one. They don't sell 650s. I can't find a 670 to SLI my thing whatsoever.
Really? Oh.
I cannot find the 600 series to save my life. Honestly.
Yeah, I was trying to think. We only sell 700s at work now too.
I love how we're just making this the off broadcast. We have a whole schedule.
Sorry,
we're
okay,
going to be
on.
This is my fault because we have this whole schedule. Like we're going to do this. We're going to say the podcast back. We're going to talk about the stream schedule. We're going to have more blogs. And we're just talking about. No, I don't like Nvidia. I like Intel. But do you really like Intel? I don't think I like Intel very much.
Nobody said they didn't like Intel. You're putting words.
Listen,
Do you not like Intel?
I don't like Intel in some cases. Like they just announced the new 6th generation processors. It's the same stuff from last year, except it's got better graphics. I put air quotes because the people at home can actually see me doing this. Better graphics, and it's going to be better battery life. But it depends on what else is in the machine.
Yeah.
So, like, you can do all the battery life you want, but if Samsung shoves, like, a 2-cell battery in there, it does your shit. So, on that note, speaking of the Hufflepuff build, because it's black and yellow...
Somebody's a Hufflepuff in this podcast, and it's not me.
Boom. I live in the basement.
You live by the kitchens, actually.
That's even better.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Why aren't you... I feel like... Not to get off topic. This is the last time we're going to get off topic. I feel like you're a Hufflepuff.
I'm not a Hufflepuff.
I feel like you're a Hufflepuff.
No. Gryffindor, Pottermore official. Sorry, Gryffindor.
But see, like, you say you take all this initiative and stuff like... I don't, as much as I like...
I'm brave. I'm courageous. Hear me roar.
Mm-hmm.
Roar.
Says the person, say, hey, can you go get my oil change for me?
Okay. I got both of our oil changes last time, mister.
You did?
Yes. Remember? We switched cars for a day?
Ooh. Yeah, we did.
This is awkward. I can get my own oil changes.
I'm going to try to dig myself out of the doghouse by just...
Anyways.
Hey, Nicole, did you know that we have a new stream schedule coming up?
Yes, we do.
It's online, and it's on not only on our Twitch page, twitch.tv/VSRelated, but it's also on the website. You can watch it right on the stream page when the website comes out, which probably by the time this does, it will probably be up. Hopefully, maybe, crossing my fingers in the air. On that note, we're also going to have more blogs, more content. It's probably going to be silly hootenanny, but at least it's going to try to bolster me to actually create more content, which was my New Year's resolution, which we made at Panera. I almost said Home Depot.
Yes, we crossed our pinkies at Home Depot.
We were looking at each other in the plumbing aisle and said, we really need a Roto-Rooter for all the clogs that we got, but, babe, I just want to make more content this year.
No, it was actually at Panera over soup, salad, and green tea.
And avocados that weren't ripe. That was terrible.
That's right. Yeah, you were upset.
It was awful. But that's neither here nor there. What's here and there is, since we're trying to keep this kind of format and we're already at 15 minutes, we're actually going to talk about what we've lately been playing. When we get more into it, we're going to probably not jibber-jabber for so long and kind of update you with our lives and our avocados. So we're just going to get into it. Nicole, what have you been playing since we've kind of been gone?
Well, as you know, I've been kind of obsessed with the Telltale Games Walking Dead game. I actually just played the 400 Days DLC last night, and I finished the game a couple of days ago. So there's that. That's pretty much what I've been focusing on. I started the game actually last December, and I really wasn't into the gameplay at all. I wasn't into the point and click, and I kind of just toss it aside. But as I get more into the show and more into the comics, and I see more and more about the game, I decided to give it another chance. I continued where I left off. And after I got past the first episode, I was absolutely hooked.
You're hooked.
I was hooked. I set a goal of one episode per day and got it done within a couple of days. But there was that one night where you were watching me play, and that episode, I think it was episode 3, went on forever. But the game itself was really good. As mentioned in previous podcasts, I do really like a game that's good on story. And I really did like The Walking Dead for that. And the point and click was a little bit different. It took a little bit of getting used to, but overall I thoroughly enjoyed the game. I enjoyed the decision making. I tried to do what was best for Clementine. And I was absolutely bawling at the end. So
I wasn't there when you finished it, so I just got a Snapchat.
I made sure you weren't there when I was finishing it.
I got a Snapchat. I'm not crying. I'm like, did you finish the episode? Yeah, I did.
It was awful.
So when you played, how did you play? It really comes down almost like a parenting simulator, which, by the way, there's zombies. Mm-hmm. So you played, we actually kind of played almost differently. I played like tough parent, like this is the zombie apocalypse, like you gotta be, you can't do that, like I kind of like stern, and you were kind of more like, hey, that's not good, but that's okay.
Yeah, no, I was very encouraging of Clementine, because that's, I mean, I don't know, my mom gene kicked in, and I was like, I love you, little girl.
No, but this is like the zombie apocalypse. You can't kind of, I mean, you have to kind of.
But she also, I mean, she was smart, and she knew what to do, and granted, it wasn't always the safest of choices, but by the end of the game, she was hardened, and I made some tough calls, I killed that guy in front of her, which...
Wait, but before you say that, I just want to preference by saying I have never beaten this game. It's actually one game that you have beaten.
Yes.
That I have not beaten, and the only reason why I have not beaten it is because I had a save glitch that every time I played, no matter when I played, and it's probably patched out now, I almost assume that it is that no matter what happened, I got to the 4th episode, the 3rd episode, like 4.5, like halfway through the 5th episode, it would automatically bring me right back to the 2nd episode, which was like my first save. So, that being said...
It auto-saves now, every,
Well, it did the same thing, too, every single time. It says, it has a screen, the little loading thing that says, don't turn off the thing every time you load it up.
It just does it.
Well, it's that symbol that says, don't turn me off or your game's screwed. And every single time, I would close down, when it's the end of the episode and I came back to the menu. So I did that twice. It was one at the end of the 3rd episode, and the other time was when I was 4.5 episodes in. I'm like, I'm going to wait, because it's 1 a.m. I can't take this right now. I will cry like a little girl.
You will.
So I'm not going to go back to it. I'm jaded. I really do after watching you playing it. Really, I just don't want to, because I just have such this beating against Telltale for even putting that into the game or even into their code.
I understand, but I think it's worth it. I mean, after playing it, I kind of want to go back and replay it as kind of like a hardened dad-like figure to Clementine, and kind of see, because I did a lot of weird decisions. I chose to save Doug as opposed to
I can't believe you told to save Doug.
What was her name? I don't remember her name. I don't know. I just like Doug, and I feel like I made a good choice. He's very, very smart. Oh, Carly, that was her name.
Carly had the gun.
So Doug,
Carly was smart.
And Carly did have the gun, and she could have defended herself, but it's just how the cookie crumbled, I guess.
On your arm, and the cookie is teeth. So you have to bring me through the 5th episode, the last part of it. So
I don't know if I can remember. There's a lot of tears. I just remember sobbing and trying to read and make decisions, and oh gosh.
So you chose, and this is spoilers. We're preferencing this right now.
Yeah, this is definitely spoilers for the end.
You chose to shoot the main character in the end.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Because he got bit.
Yep, I chose to have Clementine kill me.
And so you didn't did you even hesitate on the trigger to shoot him?
Well, you don't play as Clementine. You're still Lee. You're just telling her listen, I'm going to turn, I need you to kill me. And she's like, no, and you're like, yes. And then I think you're in a jewelry store. I think that's what it's supposed to be, and there's a security guard walker that's kind of trapped in the security office, and he comes out, and he knocks over this statue thing, and it hits you in the head, and you black out after that. But Clem obviously gets out okay. But yeah, I chose to have her shoot me, because I know she wouldn't have wanted me to turn. She just had seen her parents as walkers, and it's
Spoilers.
yeah. So, well, it's already been noted, spoilers, but yeah, she had just seen her parents as walkers, and I just didn't want her to know that I would have become one. So,
if that was a real life situation where I was bitten and I asked you to shoot me, would you shoot me?
if you asked me to shoot you, of course I would shoot you.
High five. I had this conversation with my father. He's like, you would shoot me in a zombie apocalypse? I'm like, you're going to die one way or the other. And I'd rather not see you walking around this world aimlessly without a soul.
Yes, also, you don't want to have another walker in the world. Because if any time somebody died and you didn't shoot them in the head...
Or, damage the brain. You don't have to shoot them.
Yeah, you don't shoot them.
Wasting bullets.
Yeah, you don't waste bullets. But, yeah, if you didn't, that's how more walkers are produced. And that's why you want to prevent that. So...
Wow. This is the total Generation Y millennial thing going on right here. Yeah. So you played 200, 500 days? I always forget 400. The title. 400 days. Yeah, Not even close.
Yeah, 400 days. Yeah, I played 400 days last night, actually. It was pretty quick to get through. For those of you who haven't played it, I might spoil it. Who knows?
This is a spoiler cat. This game, now, normally if we're playing something that's out, that's currently going on, we'll try to keep it low. This game's been out for years.
Yeah, 3 or 4 years.
So if you haven't played it now and you're listening to this, turn it off, go play the game, and come back.
It's worth it. No, I picked up the DLC and I also picked up the second game during the Steam sale because they were half off. So I haven't started the second one yet. But I played the DLC last night. It's good. You play as 5 different people, and you spend probably about 20 minutes. It's pretty much just a shortened version of the actual game, but in the sense of the different strategies you use, decision making, survival skills, and everything like that. It's that, and that applies towards each character for you making whatever decision is needed to help them survive. And I didn't initially really like that at first because you don't really connect with the characters or anything like that. But once I finished, and once the ending comes where you're this lady and you see the group of survivors, and it turns out when you approach a group of survivors, it's everybody you just played, and you ask them to come with you, and their reactions are based on how you played them in their little segments.
So it's like a disjointed story, but it all comes together at the end. It really doesn't have any bearing on the actual game. It's like Telltale's kind of we had these stories
and that we wanted to tell,
but couldn't do it in the main story, so we decided to do kind of a spin-off to get you pumped for the second season. One that I remember when it was coming out and everyone thought it was a tie-in to the second season.
It's not. It's a nice little side piece. If I didn't wait until the second game was out, I probably would have been oh my god, this is tying me over. Thank you. This is what I needed. But it was good. I thoroughly enjoyed the game. The DLC it's definitely worth playing. I wouldn't say I loved it, but it's worth playing.
Gotcha. And you didn't start the first episode of the second season
yet?
No,
I haven't started that yet, no.
When are you starting that?
I actually, one of my coworkers, Rob, he hasn't played the second one yet, so we're going to kind of play together and compare and contrast the decisions we make, so. Possibly
a stream thing? Or you just want to kind of keep it on the private?
No, we can, I can see if he plays on Xbox, though.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're not PC gamers. They're not.
Ooh,
they're not.
I don't think we can invite them over. We can, but they have to sit on the ground.
He's really tall.
Who is this?
Rob.
Oh yeah, he's tall. No, he's fine. He can come over whenever he wants.
Yeah, that's great. But yeah. So, what you been playing?
I've been playing a lot of games.
Of course.
I've been. Oh God, where to start?
Okay.
Oh, I'm pulling the pen, aren't I? I gotta put the pen down. I'm Italian. I got hands. I have to keep them moving and things like that. That's one of my things I gotta do. The big game I've been playing a lot is Far Cry 4. But yeah, thanks for getting it for Christmas. Got on the PS4. So I used to be big into console shooters, and then I started getting big into PC gaming, and then that kind of translated into that. So I'm not getting back into that. Stella's getting her groove back. Stella used to be a, quote unquote professional Killzone 3 player. Is Killzone 3? Oh, Killzone. No, Killzone 2.
A Killzone game.
A Killzone game.
Of some
anyway,
variety.
whatever came out for the PS3 in its early years.
I think that was 3.
No, 3. No, it's 2. It's definitely 2.
2.
Yeah.
In early years? Yeah.
In the early years. And then 3 came out. I never finished 3 because it was kind of not a hot pile of garbage, but it was like just kind of a throw-in game.
Sitting on our bookshelf.
It is 3?
Isn't it?
No, that's Shadowfall. I beat that.
Oh my gosh, never mind.
I have a backlog. That backlog is also up on the website under the stream schedule. So I've been beating a lot of games, but the one I've been playing recently because of you is Far Cry 4. It is like Far Cry 3, and that's just not a bad thing. Except it's got a better story. In Far Cry 3, it was this very disjointed, like, oh, you're the leader, and you gotta go help, even though you're this, like, really weak white guy, but we're gonna train you how to kill tigers and kill all these men, and you're gonna be, like, the best person in the entire world, and then you have to make a cutscene choice right at the end of the game to see what ending that you get. It was really lame, and they kind of learned from that.
Yeah.
And I thought that I would kind of get burned out on Ubisoft's kind of formula of, go to this, broadcast tower so you can unlock the map, and then you got to go find all these collectibles if you want to actually get in the story, and then there's all these random events that you got to go through. And I thought that it was going to be bad. I'm like, okay, well, let me see if I can do this. But it's exactly, like I said, it's exactly like Far Cry 3, and I loved Far Cry 3. So it's just more of that. But I feel like if it's the same stuff.
The story was better.
The story is better, where it's actually there's kind of 2 paths all the way through the game. And this is kind of my big problem with open world games, I never do the story at all. I've kind of become this of a hunting sim, because it's like, okay, well, hey, you can get a bigger arrow quiver if you go hunt 3 honey badgers. I'm like, okay, well, I can go kill honey badgers. Like, what's honey badgers gotta do? They're a little piece of shit. They truly don't give a shit in this game. They'll bite you, you throw them on the ground, you stomp them on the head, and they'll just keep biting you.
I'm just going to point out that the badger is the animal of Hufflepuff. The honey badger.
Yeah. Well,
just want to throw it out there.
I don't give a shit. It doesn't give a shit, and now it's part of my quiver. So now I can hold 20 arrows because I collected 3 of them. Jeez. But it's got so much side content, and that actually kind of keeps you engaged. There's some things that keep repeating. In the game, like karma events where you gotta stop and you gotta like help the natives kill things, and you're like, I don't really want to do that. But I'm feeling like I really should start doing the story mode, because actually I kind of care about the story mode compared to 3. 3, I just kind of went through it and kind of went through the motions and said, okay, well, I'm going to do the story mode so I can unlock more stuff and I can find out, what else I can do on this map. I probably won't 100% it like I did close to Far Cry 3, but it's something that I'll probably keep on the stream schedule, something I'll keep going for. And then maybe like make like try to do some like trick things or hunting videos, kind of YouTube content, things like that. It's really fun.
Fascinating.
It's the hunting, it's so weird. I spent 3 hours yesterday just hunting down goats. I couldn't find the goats on the map. And I needed to upgrade my ammo pack because I kept on running out of assault ammo. Like, I'm going to find these goats. And the map, it says, hey, right here's where the goats are. And I was going up and down. I was shooting, like, these deer. I was shooting monkeys because I'm like, maybe I'll need these later. I was going mad. I couldn't find the goats. And finally, I found a goat. And I'm like, I'm going to get you, goat. And I shot the arrow right above his head. And he's like, nope, I'm out of here. But the game glitched out, and he ran right into the water. And I couldn't find him. He was stop skipping in the water underneath. So I'm like, well, this is a Far Cry game. Nothing is perfect.
Yeah, I've been noticing a lot of game glitches in a lot of new releases.
I don't
know if we want to.
We can touch upon that. We got a couple of minutes. I mean, that's pretty much all. When I play more Far Cry 4, I'll get back into Far Cry 4. 2014 is, I don't know if it's the year of, hey, somebody did something cool, let's copy that, or if it's the year of release a game that's not finished.
Yeah. Well, like, Little Big Planet 3.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm already laughing.
Continuously, I would just fall through the levels, and I would just be like, okay, well, I'll just hang out here. And then I would have to explode myself. But sometimes I would explode myself, and I would still just regenerate at the bottom of the level.
Well, the worst part is that...
like, okay, thanks.
The worst part is you would fall through the level, and the camera would follow you, and I would be on the top. And it's like, hey, you better go follow Nicole down there. I'm like, I can't. What do you want me?
She did magic.
What do you want me to do? And I die, and so then you have to die, and we have to spawn back up. I mean, that's That's somewhat, quote unquote, I'm still using air quotes on, radio, quote unquote. That don't give me those eyes. It's excusable because they make those levels in those levels. I mean, Little Big Planet 1 and 2 were made by me and Molecule, and they didn't have those things, those glitches whatsoever. They had a couple things here and there, but that was just because you were an idiot hopping through something you shouldn't have hopped through. Mm-hmm. But this was made by another company, and they did very good with kind of keeping the whole vibe and everything. I just didn't feel compelled to come back. I feel like we have to force ourselves to go back to that game and do co-op.
It's a nice relaxing game. It's kind of it's one of those first one of the first games we played together was Little Big Planet 2. Mm-hmm. And it's just, I don't know, it's a couple game, I guess.
Yes, and we squished our keyboard. Dear God, that's why we don't keep things on there.
We have a backup, don't worry.
Does that work on this one?
Yeah.
Well, la-dee-da. That's just interesting.
But yeah, no, it's one of those nice couple games.
Couple.
Kind of I have a list in my head of good games to play if, you want to play video games with your significant other, but they may not really be into video games.
Possibly a write-up in the future.
I could definitely do something like that.
Yeah. It's a good game to play with multiple people. It's just that the platforming on that particular one, it's weird. It's got this kind of hey, open hub world, but if you go too far, you want to go to this place and you can't really explain that to your significant other that I do want to go to this other area. It's hey, come on, go this way. And if you jump, there's a lot of more layer jumps now.
Oh, yeah.
So you'll jump, and then you'll, fall into the front ground, and now you can't get back because there's this big old gap in between that you never should have been able to jump in the first place, and you gotta go all the way around. So it's got its problems. But,
yeah, but a lot of games this year do, it seems like.
Oh, God. I didn't come prepared with a list, but, the big one I can think of is just Unity. Just with the faceless glitch and just eyes and teeth.
And then just people just falling off the face of the earth and just reappearing.
Yep, or people spawning at people.
Yeah.
And then people doing the sand animation, which isn't excusable.
It's a whole demonic world out there.
And they patched it, and it brought it back in. And it brought all either new glitches and brought things. And then there was the Halo Anniversary Edition, which just was unplayable. You take a game, the most solid thing in your franchise with Microsoft, and say, we're going to make this thing, it's going to be a tribute, it's going to be great, it's 5 games in one, you're actually, I think it's 4 games in one, then there's a 5th, the beta coming out, but then it's unbelievably unplayable, to the point that you can't even log in and do the multiplayer, which is what you're most famous for out of those things, besides, aside from the okay story.
Yeah, there was a lot of, I felt rushed games this year, they had to meet a deadline, and they just, screw it, just get it out there. It's not done, but there's nothing we can do now.
Do you feel that's because of us, the gamers, or do you feel that's corporate pressure to make a buck?
Corporate pressure to make a buck, because if you told me that this game is coming out, I'm I really want to play that game. Game seems like it's really cool, and it's its release date is gonna be April 2015. Cool, April 2015. April 2015 comes around, it's just It's not quite ready yet, but even if they just threw it in a beta real quick or anything, just to make it, I don't know,
sound.
I would just rather have a playable game.
Yeah, I have no problem with somebody a company coming out and saying game's not done, we need 3 more months. I'll be mad. There's been plenty of time where
you'll definitely be disappointed, but
yeah, I'm not going to sit there and go, I'm not going to buy this. I'm not that irrational. I'll wait, because there's probably other things that I'll be playing, and Lord Alive knows that I got a backlog of games that I'm still haven't beaten yet.
Oh my gosh, there was just 1 week in November where just all these games were coming out. It was awful. Midnight releases for days, months.
Oh, sorry, you were what are you talking about? I didn't do any midnight releases.
Yeah.
But on the side, it's just, I don't know. Hopefully that we as in the gamer, we as collective as gamers, can kind of make a voice and say, don't do this shit anymore, please. Just finish your game, and you don't patch it afterwards. Be like the old days where you could get your game out, and then when your game's so good, people are hey, this game is so good, and would get player 2 and player 3 and player 4 and customer 2 and customer 3 and customer 4 into the door to buy your game.
But it feels like Assassin's Creed, for example, they release a new game every
2 in 1 year. Every year, crazy. And 2 are in 1 year. Rogue, the funny thing is Rogue, the one they didn't advertise, was actually somewhat better than Unity.
It's crazy. Like, there's, like, I don't... Remember when you had to wait, like, 2 or 3 years for, like, a sequel to come out?
Yes.
Sometimes up to, like, 5 years.
And I loved it.
And you know why? Because those games were done. Like,
And they were fleshed out, and they were thought out, and they were built. But you have things like Ubisoft. They were there. There are 20 teams working on one game, and that's how they do that stuff. But maybe that formula is just not working anymore.
yeah, it's... Obviously not. It's just not... I don't want to sound, like, rude, but I just don't think it's acceptable to release
No, it's not.
unfinished games.
It's like if we recently bought a kitchen island. We put it all together. And then we built the kitchen island, and like one of the drawers was missing. We called up the place and said, "Your drawer's missing." And they're like, "Oh, no, we'll send you one. We'll patch you in a door."
Exactly.
You're insulted because, you know, the game, it's like, hey, it's a pretty damn good island. It's pretty sturdy. It's got some cool features, but it's missing
a lot of money on this island.
I spent some of my hard-earned money on this island, damn it.
Well, my hard-earned Christmas money. No, it's, you know, you do spend a significant amount on well, especially console games, not so much PC games, but, like, Steam sales, you know.
No, we're not gonna. We'll talk about Steam sales.
Anyways,
We'll talk about Steam sales another time. Actually, it's already over. You should go on the website and read all the reviews for the featured deals. Speaking of which, that's going to probably wrap it up because we're trying to keep it condensed. We're on the 36th minute just over. So, to wrap things up, Video Stuff Related is the website. It's going to be brand new. We might have Video Stuff Net depending on, because our host is giving us a thing. So, com, net, either or.
we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. But I mean,
We'll let you know.
But either way, they're going to all link to the same website. We have a Twitch channel that we constantly stream at. There's a schedule up. If you actually go on there, it is twitch.tv/VSRelated. We have a Twitter. The site's Twitter, or VS Related's Twitter, is actually that, VS Related. Nicole is?
Nikita Bananas. Nikita, NIKITABANANARS.
I'm bringing it back to first grade. That is correct.
That might be wrong.
If you start typing it out, she's probably the only Nikita Bananas, unless there's like another Nikita.
There's a Nikita Banana.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's why I can do bananas.
Oh, no. So just type in banana, but then replace the last character with an
Just type in
Rs.
Nicole Sargent. You'll find me.
No, there's too many Nicole Sargents in the world.
No, there's not. It's the same. I mean, if you really want, you can follow me on Instagram. I post a lot of food.
Ooh, food porn. Mine is The Spunta. It is THESPUNTA.
Yay. Gold star.
Xeno Odyssey is actually not the track. Oh my gosh, I have to look this
artist?
up. It's the artist. I'm sorry. And Emprise is the one that goes in and out. I always gotta plug this in the beginning, and I always forget to stop plugging it. Now I'm clicking on the thing, and it's picking up the clicks, and I'm making it so bad. Goodbye.
We'll see you next time on the Advanced Novice Podcast.
Boom, boom, boom.